Hello, lovely witches. This is Dawn. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel and happy Imbolg. Today is February 1st, 2021, and it is Imbolg today. So I thought I would try and weave in the celebration of Imbolg with shadow magic, since today is Shadow Magic Monday. Which is a series that I just started, and this is the second episode. So if you want to watch the first one, this will be in a playlist, so you can find all of the videos together in that playlist. Okay, so Imbolg is a very European type of celebration festivals. It's a fire festival, and many people use candles, and they'll make a wreath with candles, and it's a festival of lights, so to speak. And so our ancestors during this time of year did not have central heat, and so they had to do a lot of work to have enough food and to stay warm. A lot of people died of malnutrition, and it just was a very difficult time of year. Winter was, anyway. And of course, in the colder climates, and like Scandinavia, where it really gets very cold and the growing season is very small, very short, it is very difficult. And I'm using very a lot. um, but it was. And so it was very important to, once it was the ground was thawed out enough to work the ground, it was very important to be ready to get the crops in, so that there would be enough food for the year, and to be enough food to preserve for the next winter. So this is a very important time of year for planning and preparing. And so we in the 21st century can use this time for shadow work and for preparing ourselves for the rest of the year. What are you going to do? What do you want to accomplish? And it kind of sounds like New Year's resolutions, only New Year's resolutions tend to not have a plan, and they tend to just be grandiose goals of losing weight and becoming fit and all that, which is great if you have a plan on how you're going to follow through. So I want to talk about preparing, because that's kind of what our ancestors did, pretty much what they did at this time of year. They had another month or two before they can actually go out and work the ground and get the garden in and get the crops in. And this time of year, the ewes, female sheep, were pregnant, and at this time they start lactating. So this is showing signs of spring is coming and new birth, so new beginnings. So what are you going to create for the rest of this year? What do you want to manifest? What do you want to experience? And prepare yourself for making that happen. So right now, I've been working on planning my garden. All right, so what am I going to plant? And this is pretty easy because I've been gardening for a while. So what am I going to plant? Well, pretty much the same thing as last year. Maybe so. I'm planning on some new flowers. So I'm going to plant some new flowers, but the vegetables are pretty much the same. And just getting it organized. And then I started thinking about how, when you have a garden, you have to nurture the garden. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's going to fail. It's going to be spindly. It's going to be, full of pests and whatnot. You have to feed it. You have to pull the weeds. You have to talk to them, to the plants, and they will work. They will grow much more healthy. Healthy. Not sure of the word there, but more, produce more abundance when you pay attention to them and you look at their leaves, and you can interpret whether they need more food, or if the weeds are choking them out, or something is going on. and they're getting stressed. Maybe they need more water or less water. And I was thinking about the things that I want to nurture in my life, like good relationships, health, money, means to support myself and keep myself healthy, and my spiritual pursuits. So I was thinking, well, maybe I could plant tomatoes, and as I nurture them and as they grow, my intention is to also grow my relationships. And maybe I can plant peppers, and the intention there would be to grow peaceful and loving relationships. I don't know. It's just a thought. And I thought, well, it might be interesting to include that into my garden. So shadow work is about bringing those things that are deep in your shadow that you don't want to look at. It's bringing them to the surface and saying, I need to look at them. I need to deal with them. And bringing healing and bringing light. And once you're more conscious of who you really are, that's being hidden down in your deep subconscious mind, when you bring that to the surface and you realize, oh, I'm that way because, for instance, my deal with money is I can't always, very rarely can I have any more than what I actually need. And that comes from my mother when she would take me grocery shopping and I'd see a toy and, hey, Mom, can I have this toy? And she would say, well, we can't afford it. We just need to get groceries and that's it. So I learned that I can't afford it. I can't afford it. I can't afford it from my mom. She wasn't trying to hurt me or teach me anything bad or to be harmful as I grew up. It was just something that came to her, to explain to me why I couldn't have the toy. But now as an adult, I have to deal with always telling myself I can't afford it because it's extra. It's not something I really need. So I want to nurture abundance and become more free of that, and more want to become conscious that I tend to cut off abundance by saying I can't afford it. Then I can bring it to the surface. And then when I hear myself start to say I can't, stop. That's not true. It's something my mother said because we were struggling financially. She was a single mother. And back in those days, women did not get paid very well. And so she was doing the best that she could. I understand that. But now as an adult, that's stuck in my shadow, right? But I've brought it to the surface. Now I'm conscious of it. I can stop it and say, this is not the truth. This is something I learned from my mother because we were struggling back then. I'm not struggling right now. I can have more than what I need. I can have more to feel more comfortable, to buy better food, to give better gifts to my friends and people in need. I can reach out to them if I have more than what I need. Okay, so it's about being conscious. So what do I want to bring into my life? I want to bring in a lot more health, better relationships, better financial support. So why not make a plan on how I'm going to manifest that and bring that into my life? And just like a garden, it needs to be nurtured. So what grand goal do I want to bring into my and manifest into my life? What do I want to experience? And then break it down. And I'm sure you've heard this, break it down into bite-sized little goals that you say to yourself, well, what can I do today that'll push me a little bit closer to what I want to manifest and what I want to experience? Because and I have to do that because if I see the big picture, I go, oh, eyes glaze over, and I get overwhelmed very, very easily. And then I tend to procrastinate because I'm overwhelmed. But now that I know that, when I start procrastinating, I recognize, hey, Dawn, you're overwhelmed. Let's do something about this. So what can I do right now that's small that'll push me closer to my goal? And you'll get a dopamine hit when you complete a goal. So if you make it an easy goal, then you'll get a reward, and that inner critic in your mind will start working with you. Okay, let's do that again. Instead of, forget that, let's go watch our favorite show. Let's go, hang out on the sofa, do some sofa surfing and watch our favorite show and forget about that other stuff, right? Because I'm overwhelmed. Let's take a moment to break it down. What can I do right now? And of course, you can do all the huge planning and break everything down into smaller goals. And that is very, very good. I have a really hard time doing that, but I'm getting better. So what can I do today? Well, I can sit down and just kind of look at it and maybe see if I can break it down a little bit further. And then once I feel like I'm stuck, walk away. That's how I do it. And I keep coming back and it works for me. So this time of year for shadow magic, definitely look at what you want to bring into your life and recognize that you have to nurture, just like a garden. You have to nurture it, put into it energy so that you can manifest it and bring it to you. And the more you align energetically with what you want to manifest, the easier it is to see it come in and the easier it is to attract it into your life. Okay, so I think that's about it. This is a beautiful time of year. I get so excited because spring is close, and spring is my favorite time of year. And so it's good to be excited, look forward to the future, prepare now for what you want to manifest into your life, and get a plan together. Okay, and break things down into small goals that are attainable, because then you'll get the reward of accomplishing something, and it'll help push you towards your bigger goal. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your comments. Please let me know what you think about this, about Imbolc. I know it's not really what I talked about, wasn't really traditional celebration of this time of year, but it's in alignment with it. So let me know what you think, and do something today that brings you joy and makes you feel good. I love you all, and until next time, blessed be.